All right, back. Good to be back. Was on a bit of a hiatus, bit of a I'm not gonna lie to y'all, reflective hiatus. Um, I was I was kind of going through it a little bit. I was kind of, excuse me, doubting myself a little bit. Because this year was a lot of growth. It was a lot of transitioning. There was a lot of things that I learned about myself. There's a lot of things that I learned about people. And so it kind of made me take a pause on a lot of things that I was doing. Um, I also had my son this year too, which was a big deal. It's different when you have a boy. To all the guys who are fathers of young kings out here, baby kings, you understand what that means. It's definitely a different ball game altogether. But I'm here, back in full effect. Happy to be back, and you know, I want to talk a little bit about gratitude. I want to talk a little bit about giving yourself flowers. Now, for me, it's a little difficult for me because, and I think it's definitely difficult for people who want to be high performers. Sometimes we get caught up in what we didn't do as opposed to what we have done. And we live in that state of comparison. We live in a world full of comparison. And in this world full of comparison, we have social media to fuel this comparison. And then we have 24-hour access into everybody's social media life. Whatever they choose to show us on social media, that's what we have access to. So we have access to everybody's highlight reel. And whether we realize it or not, and this has been talked about over and over and over and over again, we subconsciously compare ourselves to other people. Sometimes we do it subconsciously and consciously. And so I'm guilty of that. And as I was doing it, I started to realize something like, wait a minute. If I'm doing that to somebody, then somebody must be doing that to me as well. So let me dial back and let me just take a look at what I've accomplished. And when I look at this year as the year closes, I thank God I've really accomplished a lot. Top of the year was very interesting. This year we released a project, which was Benny Moose's project. Give Me My Roses Too. And the concept is give me, my flowers while I can still kind of smell them. And what does that mean? And what does that mean to me? And I started thinking about, who am I giving my flowers to? And so first step is to be thankful that I received so much from God. And I've been blessed so much by God that the first that I have to give the flowers to is God. I have to give my thanks and gratitude to God for allowing me to do the things that I've done this year, to grow, to serve other people, to learn in many different ways. And also give the gratitude for me to be able to be a father and to share my experience and ultimately leave like a legacy behind. And then I started thinking about giving myself flowers and the things that I've accomplished this year. With Red Autumn Atlanta, working with tenants, managing the properties that I manage and, pretty much own. The accomplishments that I have with my job, the accomplishments that I've had serving others in following God and telling the truth. And I think about it and I go, wow, man, I have to stop being so hard on myself. I got to stop being so performance driven. I have to stop worrying about a destination and really living the experience of what I'm actually doing. And it's difficult. It's difficult to do. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary to express that gratitude in the now, not later when I get to this destination or that destination, or no. Express it in the now. Express it with the people that you love. Express it to God. Also, acknowledging others' efforts, giving them their flowers, appreciating their impact. Going back to Benny Moose's project, Give Me My Flowers, like, we did a big listening event. And, well, it wasn't a big listening event. It was a very intimate listening event. And just to share that moment with the people there, to share, that experience, and to see people actually respond to the album, and to see people respond to the verses and the songs, and just to capture that moment, and, being grateful for that. Now, don't get me wrong, the album didn't do that good because, our timing wasn't good. We didn't really have too much focus on it to run a successful campaign. And, I found myself somewhat getting a little upset, like, dang, man, we did this project, but we didn't really push it as much as we could. But then I thought about it and I said, wait a minute, my brother Benny was traveling the world, and he got a chance to experience what most people coming from where we come from don't get a chance to experience. And so the album is going to be what it is, but the fact that my brother was traveling and it made him a better man, I'm thankful for that. So it doesn't matter if the album did good or not. The fact is that he was able to travel doing his actual job, and he was still able to actually do the album, record it. We both mixed it and, put guest features and stuff like that together. And just being able to do that at at our disposal, basically, like when we feel like we want to do it, that's a blessing in itself as well. So I started to really appreciate that and say, you know what, maybe we didn't promote the album, but who cares? Like, we still made it. It's still a part of our contribution to humanity and to society. And yeah, I'm grateful for that. And then I started to say to myself, what can you do into the last year of, the last month of the year to really roll over effectively in terms of gratitude and thankfulness and giving flowers? And I said to myself, well, start writing down 3 things that you're grateful after your morning prayers that you're grateful for, and see how that works. And then I noticed that over a span of 10 days after doing that practice consistently, my perspective completely changed. I wasn't comparing myself. I wasn't comparing my company to other companies. I was just grateful for the fact that I was experiencing everything. And then writing it down in the book gave me the ability to reflect on what I was grateful for. And then I say a lot to say this, like, as human beings, it's okay to sometimes get lost in comparison. That's part of the human experience. The challenge becomes when you stay there. When you stay there in the state of comparison, it will rob you of your joy. So, do yourself the favor. Write 3 things down every single morning that you're grateful for. And if you can, if they're people, give them their flowers. Shoot them a text. Listen, man, you were on my mind. Just want to let you know I'm thankful for you. Hey, I'm praying for you, my brother. I'm very grateful that you're my friend. Doing those types of things will really make you reflect on what you actually have in your life versus what you don't. And so as 2025 ends and we roll into 2026, I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for the good, the bad, the battles, the tests by God, the love, the experiences by God, the people that were here now, the people that were there in the past. I'm grateful for all of it because it all had to happen to get me to this space and place today. And I'm not saying I'm at my final destination, but I'm way better than what I was 3 years ago. And so I am grateful for that. And on that note, I'd be grateful if you like, subscribe, comment. I'm getting back to putting out content when the Lord permits it. But I do want to start introducing more levels of consistency for the people who are viewing, because there are people who actually rock with what I got to say. And I'm grateful for you too. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Rell Gato TV. Signing off. Peace.